Greetings. Is this thing on? Is this working? Is this? Oh, there it is, right on. It's working, cool. So I just want to tell you really briefly, as quickly as I can, as to where we're headed next. You're going to need to draw upon the experience of this past week, since we've been doing this quiz all week. We've been studying color theory all week long. So you're going to need to draw upon that experience from this week. The experience of learning about color, where color comes from, knowing what primary colors are, what secondary colors are, what tertiary colors are, and knowing which ones are hot and cold and which ones are complementary to which colors in order to do the next assignment. The next assignment is called the Art 7 Abstract Color Wheel Painting. And you're going to create a color wheel. You're going to apply the colors that we've done. And so we've done this in succession, right? So we've learned about it. We created our own little color wheel using symbols, and then we used markers, and then we've used watercolor paint. Now you can actually do a painting that is based on the color wheel itself. So some simple sketches that you're going to need to do in order to be able to be ready for Monday. And I want them done on Monday so you can get started. Okay, and I'm trusting that you all are doing your homework and you're watching this video so you know what to do. All right, let's get into it. Whoa, yeah, absolutely. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to do some thumbnail sketches. So you're going to need to pull out a sheet of paper, and on that sheet of paper you're going to draw 4 boxes. And in those 4 boxes, you're going to draw some lines. Just using this example right here. This is sort of weird because I'm looking at myself on the screen. See how there are actually some lines? There are 3 lines. One line goes from corner to corner. The other line goes from corner to corner. And then the other line goes from top to bottom. Here it is right here. Top to bottom. We've got corner to corner, right, like that way, and then that way. See it? Going corner to corner. So you're just breaking up the space, and you're making this abstract sort of a shape on there. The other thing that you notice on there is that there is a shape in the center of them. There are 4 examples. There's a shape in the center, and it can be any shape that you want. The only rule related to that is that it has to include 6 shapes in the center and 6 shapes on the outside of that line. So you see how this one here, there's 6 spaces inside of that, and there are 6 spaces on the outside of that. Let's go that way and like that. It's kind of hard to do it in the negative because I'm looking at myself and it's the mirrored image and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do 4 thumbnails like that, and do as many as you want until you find one that has as unique of a shape in the middle as you want to. As long as it's a closed shape and there are 6 individual spaces on the inside and there are 6 spaces on the outside, Hakuna Matata, no problems with that, okay? So first thing you're going to do. Then what you're going to do is you're going to expand upon it. You're going to choose your favorite. And once you've chosen your favorite, you're going to draw it large. You're going to fill the entire page. And this is a better example, so take a look at this. As you can see, right there, you can see that what we're looking at here is we're looking at this shape, these lines, and what I've done is I've doubled up the lines. You see that? Lines are doubled up. So I want you to do the same thing. I want you to double up the lines. I want you to make them as even as possible. Okay? And then the same is true with your shape. Because eventually, when all is said and done with your painting, these lines are going to be painted with a flat wash, and they're going to be painted black. Eventually. The very end is the last thing that you do. All right? Once you've got this worked out, and this is what your final design is going to look like, then you need to do a little bit of calculating as to where your colors are going to go. Now, the inside section of your shape is for your primary and secondary colors. The outside section of your shapes, these outside your shape, here and here, outside your shape, those, you got it, those, that's really hard to do. Those shapes are for your intermediate or your tertiary colors. And each shape behind it, so let's say this shape is red right here. This shape up here needs to be painted with one of the 2 remaining complementary intermediate colors from the color wheel. You can only use each color one time in the overall painting. So it's kind of a problem to solve, kind of a word puzzle. Got to use all the colors. The inside section is going to be your primary and secondary colors, just like on the color wheel. The outside is going to have the complementary intermediate, or one of the 2 complementary intermediate colors painted into it in order to complement that color. So if this was red, My complementary colors for red are, I'm waiting. Okay, it's green, you're right. Right across the color wheel is green, right? And to get green, I have to mix. Okay, but I've already used green in here, so I'm going to have to use one of the intermediate colors of green over here. You know what they are. You mix 2 parts of one and 1 part of the other to get them, and so that's going to go into the space. So it's going to either be yellow green or blue green. I can only use that one time, and once I use it, then I'm going to need to use its cousin. If I use yellow green here, then I have to use its cousin blue green in one of the other shapes. You need to figure out your color scheme. Before I'm going to give you the watercolor paper that you're going to work with, it has to be correct. Okay? So you're going to want to figure that out. So again, 4 thumbnails, lines corner to corner, up and down or side to side, a shape in the middle that surrounds those shapes, leaving 6 spaces for your primary and secondary colors, and 6 spaces for your tertiary colors in the background. All right? You come in with your final design figured out. I will give you the watercolor paper to work with, and then you're going to draw out your design onto that, and you're going to get started. All right? Perfecto. So that plus your sketch it, which I handed out to you on Friday. This is actually due on Monday. You also have a sketch it due on Wednesday. And that's it. Cool. Nice talking to you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Adios.